Alright guys, I'm back now to do the driver view for the Tamiya Lunchbox van. As you can probably hear and see, I've got my Autel EVO up here, so I don't know how well you're going to hear me. It's pretty loud, and I've got the van bound up with the controller here. I'm going to try to do some dynamic tracking, but it's not work very well because the van's small, and if it gets kind of underneath the drone, then it loses the ability to track where it is if it can't react fast enough, you know. So that's just something that dynamic tracking is kind of prone to. So I'm not going to do the dynamic tracking here very long. I'm not having much luck here. This is like the 4th try. So let's see how this works. I'm not driving the van very fast, as you guys can see. Just want to try to get some footage driving it around. That'd be kind of cool. That's about as slow as the Lunchbox will go. Let's open it up. There's full speed. Kind of pay attention to my drone. It kind of makes me nervous when it's flying on its own. Don't want to fly into this tree or anything. Fun van this is. It doesn't go particularly fast, you know, but it's a lot of fun to drive around. It may have lost the dynamic track. I think it probably did. So I'm going to pause this and stop that, and we'll come back and just do some regular driving without the drone following it. So be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back now. I've got the drone raised up and I'm no longer doing dynamic tracking. Just going to drive it around here and see if we can get some footage as it drives around. Just got it parked up there. I don't have a lot of time left on the flight. I've been having trouble with the dynamic tracking, so may have to stop this relatively soon to take when the drone goes on low battery. Anyway, back to the truck. You know, it doesn't steer very well. It's just kind of what this thing does. It doesn't have the best steering. You know, this is 80s tech. And Tamiya was never exactly the leader in performance, but their cars and trucks were fun. They were a blast to build. So this is a 2S LiPo running on that 540 sized brushed motor. I don't know what the turns. It's in the 20s. It's not a fast motor. I probably should have just stuck with the Mabuchi. I could spit it out. Motor that came with it. I don't think it was any difference in speed. Those motors, geez, people get these vans out 20 years later and those motors still run, so. Anyway, back to the van. You know, it's I don't know what it does. 15, I don't know. What the speed on this van is. You could put a brushless in this if you kept it to a low K, you know, a low KV, using a 2S LiPo. You wouldn't want to go any higher, faster than that. 3S would be too much. But fun van. I mean, I love this thing. Haven't driven it in ages. My daughter was always watching these videos when she was like 2 or 3 on YouTube, and I decided to get one and build one for her, and she used to drive it quite a bit, but she hasn't in a while. Looks like we got a low battery here, so the drone's going to land itself. So just going to drive it around here, around these pine needles and stuff. Yeah, it's having a bit of a hard time turning. Looks like it may have gotten stuck. No, there we go. People just love these because they're such a cool looking van. I mean, nobody makes RC that looks as cool as Tamiya. And Tamiya, you know, they're a modeling company. They make some of the best models. You know, especially military airplanes, you know, military stuff. I think what they're really popular in. So they already knew how to make a cool looking model. Just the RC stuff wasn't always like high performance, but they were still probably the most popular back when I was younger because they looked so cool. Every kid wanted one, you know. I got my first RC back in probably 1986. It was actually monogrammed. The modeling company made this one called the Mad Wolf. And it was discontinued, you know, but it had the same kind of, they were copying off Tamiya. And I had a Futaba, you know, aircraft style controller, you know, I call it the stick controller, not the pistol grip. I don't know if they even had pistol grips. I never saw them back at that time. And that ended up being pretty good, but once it broke, I think the gear on the chain broke, and then you couldn't find those parts. So the first Tamiya I had was the Hot Shot 2. I believe that's the first one I had. And that would have been like 1988, 89. And then I had the Astute, which was like their first competition level one, which is a great RC car. You know, they used fiberglass and much higher end parts, much higher pitch gears. I think they won some competitions with modified versions of that. They also had a Stadium Blitzer or something like that. It was really nice, but I kind of wish I wouldn't have thrown it away. It kind of dry rotted when I moved into my new house and hadn't driven it in 10 plus years. And I'm sure I probably could have found some parts for it now with the internet. Didn't think about it back then. Then I got the Durga around 2008. I've upgraded that to brushless, but I went too fast, and I think I stripped some gears out. I've never gotten around to try to repair it. And then I got this, probably about, I think I got the Durga in 2008, and I got this in probably 2013, something like that. This is the last Tamiya that I bought. It does okay. I mean, like I said, I would just stick with a brushed motor if you're interested in this. It does just fine. It's a lot of fun. You could easily stick an AIO cam on this and drive this FPV. You know, there's some, I think there's a channel on YouTube where the guy does like the adventures of the Lunchbox van and has a camera mounted on it. You get kind of the first person perspective as if you were in the van. I remember seeing that years ago. But lithium ion does just fine with this ESC that Tamiya included. Just make sure you get a LiPo alarm so you don't run it too low. But the nickel cadmium is what it's made for, and I got a nickel metal hydride that I was using in it. But you know, the lithium ions like this, I think, are a better battery. Though I thought it'd be a little bit faster, and it really doesn't seem to be. Though I didn't run it side by side with the nickel metal hydride pack, which is only 7.2 volt. This is 8.4 fully charged up. All right, guys. Well, I hope this video turned out to be kind of cool. I'm hopeful, but I don't know. We'll see. And this is a really neat van. If you're interested, I did put some purchase links to it to Amazon, where it's like 140 or something like that. I thought I paid around 100, 110. I didn't check Tower Hobbies. You know what, people like to order from Amazon because it's fast shipping. But if you're interested in it, I do have a purchase link to it. But you know, check around the prices. You might find it cheaper from somewhere else in the U.S. I just checked Amazon. They had a ball bearing kit for $10. You can't beat that. You couldn't get ball bearing kits back in the day for under 20 bucks. I just happened to have some lying around. And I linked to this same controller. It's not the Hobby King version. It's another version. This is just a Fly Sky. You know, Hobby King rebrands a lot of Fly Sky controllers. This is like 30 bucks. So you're looking at, you know, $180 if you go for Amazon for this along with the ball bearings. But you could probably get it from somewhere else for a little bit cheaper, but I'm not sure. I don't know if this is still produced or if this is, you know, just they had limited stock, so it could be they're just sitting around selling these and they haven't made it. I just don't know. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel. I really appreciate that. Make sure you click the bell so you know whenever I do upload a new video. As always, guys, have a great day.
The power of the dark side.